Welcome to Subramani. Can more money create more problems? Right? Good question to ask. But I deal with rich people and some very rich people, and I find that more money can create more money headaches, if not money problems. Beyond a particular stage, people really don't know what to do with money. And they are afraid to lose it. Take somebody who needs about 2-3 crores for retirement and they have about 5-6 crores. Life is fine. They don't really, it doesn't really matter. They don't think that they have too much. They think, oh, if I live too long or something happens, then that cushion is useful. But suddenly, if this person inherits 50 crores from somewhere, somebody sold some business, somebody died, or something happened, maybe they knew at the back of their mind that they're going to get something, but they did not know that they're going to get such a huge sum of money. Maybe they got 50 crores. It is overwhelming to know that there is 50 crores lying in your bank account, especially for a person who says, oh my God, only 5 lakhs is insured, right? What should I do with the balance? It is not that they have not invested in the past, right? I am talking of a person with 4-5 crores which is already invested. It is not that they don't know what to do, but they do not know what asset allocation and why so much in equity, why so much in debt, right? Breakup of that is not known. And also if it comes at a time when the market has been high for a long time. Typically, you have got used to getting 14-15%, maybe 28% return on some equity schemes. You have seen all that, and you have also seen somewhere that the market falls, right? So that fear that what happens if this 50 crores falls by 20%? What happens is just 50 becomes 40, right? Should it really matter? You need only 3, you have 5. So this extra money, if it had not come, wouldn't have changed anything in your life. And suddenly, if this comes to you in your, maybe in your 20s or 30s, you react differently. But if it comes to you in your 60s, you really don't have too much to do with it, because you have got it, you want to preserve it, maybe give it away to your children, maybe pay for your grandchildren's education or things like that. But other than that, there are no great priorities. But now the worries start. Should I give money to my children equally? I am only now, say, 65 years of age. I have 3 children. Should I give them the money equally, or should I give them the money when I am maybe 85? What happens if the money grows differently? If I put it into Fund A, Fund B, Fund C, or a combination package of funds, what happens if one fund group does better than the others? Should I give more money to my daughter who is not so well off as my other daughter is? My one daughter is in the US and she has no intentions of coming back. She has her own children and her own life, and honestly this extra 10 crores may or may not make any difference. Should I give it to her at all? Right? All these things. Your estate documentation becomes more complicated. Making a will, of course you had to, now you have to make sure that you make a better quality will. Should I include all my children in the will? Should I give one a house, give one the mutual funds, etc., etc.? Believe me, more money can bring more worries and headaches. I'm not saying there are problems, because beyond the basic, right, paying for grandchildren's school fees, college fees, whatever. Beyond that, maybe calling your children and saying, look, you all have loans, so let me repay your housing loan, or something like that. Other than that, after that, what? First 2-3 crores is taken care of. After that, what do you do with 47 crores? You have to sit and learn how to manage your money. There are 2 things, 2 of your best assets in your life: money as in earning, or even inheritance or divorce or whatever, and having children, right? These 2 your most precious assets. Cash flow and your children come without an instruction manual. God does not teach you how to manage this. So the worst thing you can do is pander to every annuity salesman and life insurance salesman, bank relationship manager. Few days ago I did a video on how a bank manager, relationship manager, had destroyed the wealth of a HNI, right? He was rich enough not to have to worry too much about this, but still it was a huge wealth destruction thing. So should you be worried about wealth preservation, growth, or destruction? If you're 65 years of age and you have received 50 crores, believe me, you don't need it. Just worry about wealth preservation against inflation, because you might at some stage decide to donate it or give it to your children, whatever. So you just want it protected against inflation, nothing else you need. So if inflation is 5% and your fund is growing at 6%, which you're not withdrawing, that's good enough. That 1% extra compounding over 20 years will be good enough, right? So decide on all that. So I am saying, is there a problem that more money can bring more worries? Yes, it can bring more worries, because after deciding to, suppose you get this money in your 20s, will you quit your job? Will you be able to say, okay, here all my loan is repaid, now I don't need a job, so I will sit at home and look after my hobbies? Maybe I'll sing, maybe I'll dance, maybe I will do concerts, maybe I'll write, any of those things. Are you committed enough to say, I don't need my job? Yes, actually you don't need your job, financially speaking, but if you are afraid that this money might go away, typically what we call the imposter syndrome. If you think you didn't deserve it and it might go away one day, or it might fall 20%, right? So those are all the things that people worry about, and people have no clue what else to do with that, right? So giving it away, that is scary. Market falling 20%, that is scary. Do you want to keep it only in bonds? Well, then you end up paying too much of tax. Do you want to put it in bond funds? Well, you pay tax only when you withdraw, but same as in equity, but you may be paying a higher tax there. Should you invest in equity funds? Should you invest in index funds? Well, index funds are taxed at 10%, but if you put it in a hybrid fund, you might end up paying 20% with indexation. It might be a better way of paying the taxes, right? Will there be an income tax query as to how you have got this money? It's easy to answer, right? You got it by account pay check or by a direct remittance into your bank account, so that is not a problem, right? So the question is, does more money bring more problems? Yes, it does. Will your children start asking for it? What happens if your son says, oh look, I want to buy a bigger house, can you give me money? Should you give? Should you not give? Should you document it? Should you not document it? Should your other children know? Should your other children not know? If this amount is significant, and if you think that your son or daughter will not repay the loan, should it be included in your will, saying I am giving 10 crores to 2 children and only 7 crores to one son, because I have already given him a 3 crore loan which he has not bothered to repay, or on which he is not paying any interest. So one son has taken away his inheritance in advance. Should you give? Should you not give? Right? And I am talking of much smaller amounts also. A policeman who got some 30 lakhs inheritance from somewhere blew it up in less than a year. Exactly less than a year he blew it up, right? So it happened that son wants something, son-in-law wants something, somebody wants to do business, brother wants something, so fatafat it just goes away. So you have to be careful about your money. When you get a large sum of money, especially if you don't need it, just give it away. It's difficult. Or if you're going to manage it, make sure that it is protected against inflation. Beyond that, you don't really need too much. So the need to take risk is no longer there, but the fun of taking risk is there. Can I become a fund manager? Should I manage this money on my own? Should I go to an advisor? I think if you have a big sum of money, it is worth going to an advisor, fee-only advisor or a regular advisor. But don't go to a banker who will make sure that you buy endowment policies and annuities and things like that, the way people have been ruined. Please have a look at that video. I had put it up a few days back. Thank you.